Each story we tell must have a beginning, a path never knowing to where it may bend. Lend me your ear and I'll tell you this story, a tale of two lovers, narrated by friend. For David and Tanya. When I thought about what I wanted to say to both of you, I was really torn between a couple of choices. I feel in a unique position to offer some good advice, especially to you, Tanya. I wanted to give you a piece of your husband-to-be that maybe you didn't know already. A story about David, one which shows why I admire him so much as a person, and why you and he are so perfect as a couple. On the other hand, social protocol states one should churlishly use occasions such as these to embarrass their friend about all their past relationships. So I'll begin. Life is full of cliches. The purest of untouched snow across a mountain peak. Love of two lobsters. Gale plays for Man City. But the biggest cliche, that unicorn that everybody wants, is love at first sight. The fallacy of seeing the woman of your dreams and instantly knowing without doubt in your heart that you are looking at your soulmate. Now let me tell you, Dave has felt this way about every single girl he has ever met. And that goes double for the foreign ones. Over the years, Dave and I have lived by this philosophy, conquering many a foxhole together, including a wild night in Amsterdam, where Dave told me of his hatred for the Australian accent before instantly jumping on this very sick Aussie. This is the moment the Genk was born. Over time we talked and adapted this philosophy, even agreeing that it would be silly to be with a girl we couldn't see a future with. But the problem with instant attraction is that it doesn't last. Eventually, like with all his previous relationships, there came a scenario which was unsurmountable. Dave and I have always debated this problem. How do you know when it's right? And a little over a year ago, we started discussing this intensively, heatedly at times even. Our conversations were odder than usual. No names were mentioned, but David was clearly conflicted. He asked for my opinion over and over in different types of marriage scenarios, and together we talked out every one. No names were mentioned at any point, and we were always talking about generic situations and people, but after the first 10 hours, I feel I'd gotten the message. I was well aware who we were talking about. At times I must confess I was worried. He seemed so frustrated over the phone. We would work for hours trying to talk out the perfect circumstances for marriage, and every time we failed, I could hear the sadness in his voice. I could tell just how hard he was trying to marry you. But marriage doesn't come easily to David. He doesn't just want a ring born from lust. He has to know. Our talks went on for a while after this, until one day, after not agreeing on anything, Dave sent me this picture. And that's the thing I really thought I had to tell you, Tanya. The thing you deserve to know. You could not be marrying someone more committed to you. Marriage was a decision Dave examined in every way. Together we ran out every possible scenario that could occur, the full range, from better to worse, from richer to poorer. We even threw in a few fantasy ones involving felicity smoke. But in every single one his love for you shone through. He chose you. There was not a single thing in this world we could come up with which didn't lead him to becoming your husband. This isn't just love at first sight. This is love at every sight. He loves you in every possible way there is, and I can't think of a more perfect reason to start a marriage. I often compare that conversational journey to a Shakespeare quote which I'd like to share with both of you if I may. When I proclaimed to be a bachelor all my life, I did never think I would live until I was married. I spent a lot of time thinking about that quote. Maybe it's a comment on how people change over time, but I think its truth is that only the perfect partner can make someone truly whole. I think this quote applies to you and Dave, for although marriage was always an ambition of his, he never considered it with anyone else. It wasn't even an option. He has been a willing bachelor all his life. Until you, that is. Because of you, he has the ability to live until he is married. I can't think of anything more important. So congratulations to both of you. You might have two hearts, but now you are one love. Sam.